Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the E-100 here in arcade for two battles. And those two battles will be significantly different from the one you saw so far in realistic battles with the 10 kills. The difference between arcade and realistic is actually something that is not talked about very often. And I don't know why people don't talk about this, because it's quite significant. It has to do with the damage models, the battle ratings, and so on. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the differences regarding arcade and realistic in terms of the E-100 in particular. First of all, the mouse and the E-100 have a battle rating of 8.0 in arcade. In realistic, both have 7.7. The first Leopard has 7.7 in arcade, 8.0 in realistic. Now what about the repair costs? Well, the mouse is with 6,810 silver lines repair costs, not the most expensive tanks. The E-100 costs nearly 27,000 silver lines to repair. Can you imagine? That's quite something. Furthermore, now I have the ace qualification. I played this tank so much because I also put a talisman on it, and I don't regret it. Furthermore, we have 1,431 horsepower for this 150-ton beast, which gives us an overall horsepower to ton ratio of just under 10. That is not very high. In other hands, it's just so much better to have this tank here in arcade and to have this increased maneuverability. I really like the 100, but I also have to say it features significant drawbacks. And one of them is how the gun works. It has by far the longest reload of any high tier or top end heavy tanks. Except the IS-4, but the IS-4 is one of the old remnants tanks, so to speak. And that is the hit that kind of lets the downfall of my E-100 begin. This first scene here is about the death fight of an E-100 and how you can annoy the enemy team. First of all, look at where the enemy team is, look at where the rest of my team is, look where I am, and look what's about to happen. It's in certain respects quite amusing. And I die in a very unusual way, which has to do with a bug that is currently going on again. And it is a very, very stupid bug. I will explain it when you will see it. So, I'm surrounded by enemies, I get hammered from all sides, my gun breech is black, and I still can fire with my black gun breech. I have no idea where this shell went, but I kind of have a second shell immediately in the breech. It kind of was this non-firing mechanic that is there in arcade, so you have 3 attempts, and with the last attempt you're guaranteed to fire your gun. However, it seems like the sound is kind of mixed up. I wait for the reload before I extinguish the fire, take another ATGM in the gun mantle where it gets absorbed. The IT-1 gets overconfident, shows me his side. I immediately punish him for that, and I get set on fire from behind. Surely I received an engine hit, and I burned down while I extinguished the fire, and my crew died exceptionally fast. Let's have a look at the kill cam. So that's very interesting, Gaijin. We have to talk about this a moment, what happened there. So again, just for you, if you watch it again, I got hit in the side of the turret by an IS-3 122mm main armament. It did not penetrate, but a hit, it seems like, was so powerful that the entirety of my tank just went into flames, and yeah, I burned down while extinguishing the fire. This is super annoying, and I hate that. I hate that. It happens to me in arcade and in realistic alike. Now what you hear is very loud. It is a mouse right next to my E-100, and yeah, that's a lot of horsepower. So we are here on Poland, and that is quite a nice map. It's a brawling map, and what you will see is quite a nice battle. Now again, it's not the most kills that you ever see. I have numerous battles where I killed more than the kills that I make here. However, it's about the entire attitude that I go in, the entire playstyle, and the title of the video, which is called Push. So the Yak Tiger receives a hit. I see this M48. I try to aim at him, but he's not visible. I use the secondary gun, and the shell just simply disappears. I angled, but it was over angling. I don't know exactly where he penetrated me. I receive another penetration in the lower plate. I did not see where the second shot came from, but I'm down to 2 crew members after 2 penetration hits by Heat FS. My engine is damaged and my gun breech is damaged. I try to get into cover for repairing and then move on. So again, at this point, you might ask the question, what is the value of the E-100 / the mouse in a top tier battle? Even though it's arcade, and you know, what is it in realistic? Is it just a lucky battle? What is the purpose of those tanks? Well, I'm always thinking about how to play a tank, and most of the time I'm thinking about how you can make the tank work by yourself. Obviously, certain tanks then do not really excel or stand out of the crowd when you just play them by yourselves. Hell, the most tanks are not that outstandingly good when they are played just by themselves. But what about team play? What about a push with numerous other tanks and, you know, communication and so on? Well, first of all, I have to say this battle was nothing unusual, and the E-100 together with the mouse have the insane capabilities of attracting numerous medium tanks or fast moving vehicles on your team, and then they use the E-100 / the mouse as a rolling cover, okay, that attracts the attention of the enemy team and that can go for the cap. And yes, the E-100 and the mouse, they can take a beating, they can push it out to a certain degree if you know how to play them. Angling the turret is a key aspect. Yes, the first hit that I received punished me hard, but there are numerous other tanks that just would have died. Yes, I'm down to 2 crew members, and there is a very good reason why I do not trigger the crew replenishment. I will talk about this in a moment after I delete this Carnarvon and receive a non-penetrating heat shell from this M48. And this M48 was a really great player, and he was eventually put to rest by the Yak Tiger. So that was a push on one flank. Great result. Great result. So what I'm doing now is very unconventional, and if I would have died in the next few seconds, everybody would have pointed with the finger at me and said, that was insanely stupid, why do you do that, you do not deserve this tank, blah blah blah. Yes, but sometimes you just simply delete the enemy after he bounces. A 128mm shell straight through the gun mantle of the M60, easy. So, and now it's time to take the enemies from behind, and I'm particularly interested at this bunch of enemy heavy tanks that I see on the minimap. And yes, I look at the minimap all the time. In fact, I could play the game just by using the minimap, I guess, except for aiming. And then I have the back of the T10M, which I prioritize over the mouse, and what the hell was that? Okay, I set him on fire with the secondary gun. The back of the hull is not that greatly armored in comparison to the side and the front, and I get an enemy kill assist. Now there is also a T-54 and I have to delete this guy. I can deal with the mouse easy mode. I know the mouse myself, angling the turret, and he can't do anything. He tries to trick me into turning my turret to him so he can shoot my turret cheeks, but I know this trick myself. But then watch this. He keeps rolling forward. I try to keep the angle on him. It's a very risky game. And now one of my friends comes around the corner, puts a shell into the side of his turret. I see that his gunner is out of action and I put the shell into the turret cheek. 4th kill. Good result right there. In conjunction with the teammate, we put down a very heavily armored German heavy tank. That is very similar to mine. But still, I am down to just 2 crew members. Again, it raises the question, why do I not trigger the crew replenishment? Well, first of all, in arcade you can trigger it everywhere, not just in a cap circle. I wait up until those tanks retreat, and now I repair, and now I can roll into cover. First of all, the E-100 has 2 loaders. 2 loaders give you a bug mechanic, so to speak, which other tanks also use. For example, the 10.5cm King Tiger, the Mouse, and the M103, just to name some of the heavy tanks. They still keep their reload rate, or the majority of reload rate, when they are down to 2 crew members. And also, when you use your crew replenishment, you're locked in place for a rather significant time. Yes, I just saw this Russian medium tank behind me. I angled the right way. He didn't kill me. If you get back one of the loaders, he is actually on the left side where the gunner sits, and then 1 penetration will put you out of your misery, and I don't want that because I want to keep on fighting. Now this T-54 bounced my shell, which is complete nonsense. I should have killed him right there. I prioritized the Centurion Mark 10, which gave me broadside, easy kill. I had just a split second so that the T-54 did not shoot my turret cheeks for my 6th kill, and the battle is about to end, and I got the Survivor Award. The E-100 can take insane amounts of punishment like the mouse, and I cannot possibly talk you through every thought that I have in my brain, every aspect that I kind of try to think through, all the situations that I see in the battle. It just would take too much time and I can't comment on all of it. So I hope you just saw a little bit of insight into my thinking process, what to do and how to do it. And this is so important for mouse drivers and E-100 drivers. I see so many mouse drivers that I kill that just simply have ammunition in their turret. I see them not angling their turret. I see them just not using the great angling potential and so on. Please do it. And the E-100 is just the more famous brother of this, because in this respect, when it comes to exchanging damage output and, you know, firepower and trying to survive a shot, they have a very similar playstyle. To get into this position might be the major difference, but it's also not such a great difference between the mouse and the 100 when we compare them, for example, to an M103 or a Conqueror or a T10M. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this battle. I hope you enjoyed arcade as well, because it is a fantastic game mode, and if you have difficulties with your vehicle in realistic and you have the stock grind, just play a few rounds of arcade. Arcade is one of the most underestimated things that there is to learn where to shoot tanks and also to try out different tactics and also not just face Russian tanks. Anyways, that's it for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.